Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about how to transform negative thoughts into positive actions. The most revolutionary information you can ever learn about your brain is that you can change your thoughts. You do not have to believe the thoughts that your brain throws at you. Majority of the time, thoughts that you have are thoughts that you've had many times before, and your brain is just following a pattern, a repetitive pattern of the same thoughts, because your brain can be certain of the outcome when you have that thought because you've had it many times before. But the thing is, if you're having negative thoughts, it's impacting your actions, because that's exactly what happens. You have a thought, that thought generates a feeling, that feeling then motivates you to either take an action or not take an action, which then generates your results. So if you can backtrack it and reframe, change your thought patterns, it's going to serve the outcome in so many different ways. And so a lot of the time what happens is we walk around this world thinking that we have no ability to change our thoughts, so we're just responding to them and we're just believing them as if they're fact. They're not fact. So what we want to do to transform your negative belief thoughts, your negative thoughts to create more positive outcomes is the first step is to become more aware. Become more aware of the thoughts that you're having on a daily basis. And whether that is taking a journal and writing them down and recognizing what ones are repetitive and what ones aren't serving you to begin with is a really great place to start. And it feels like a big activity, but it's actually not at all. Like I said, we have repetitive thoughts that we've had many, many times again and again and again. And so once you get into the habit of becoming aware of them and you write them down, you're like, oh my God, these are the same thoughts. Like sometimes it's repetitive things like, you're so stupid. What are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. Like sometimes it's just simple little sayings that you've just become so accustomed to saying again and again and again that isn't actually serving you. It's actually causing you to derail your success. It's causing you to play small. It's causing you to not take action in the places where you really do want to take action. So once you become more aware of those thoughts, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, question yourself and go, is this useful for me to think this? That is the exact step that is going to transform your thoughts to something more positive, which will generate a positive outcome, positive action and a positive outcome. Is this useful for me to think this? Because it's not about whether it's true, it's not about whether it's right, it's not about whether it's wrong, it's got to do with whether it's useful. Is it useful for me to think this? When I think this thought, oh, you're so stupid, what does that result in? That results in me doubting my skills, it results in me doubting whether I should take this next action step, and then I play small and I don't get the positive outcome of the positive action that I would like to take. So it's not useful for me to think that. So what can I then change it to? You're learning, you're beginning, you're trying something new. Just keep taking the action and you will come out the other end in a more positive state. So what we want to do is those three simple steps. So those three simple steps. Be aware of your thoughts. Ask yourself, question that thought. Is it useful for me to think this? And if the answer is no, reframe it to a much more useful thought and see how that changes how you feel. And then see how that changes your action steps, because it will. And again and again and again. We've got to stop just petering to our beliefs and our thoughts. We've got to stop just going, oh, this is just the way that it is. I don't have any control over it. You have absolutely control over the way that you think, and that then will impact how you feel, and that will impact the action steps that you take. You can choose to think, I'm not good at this, or you can choose to think, I'm beginning, and the more I do it, I'm better, I'm going to become at this. You can choose to believe, oh, I'm just being stupid. Or I can choose to go, well, actually, I'm not being stupid. I want to have my needs met, and this isn't the way that I'm getting my needs met. Or I could choose to go, oh, I'm not good enough to do this. Or I could choose to think, I'm learning and I'm going to get better at this. And the only way for me to be good at it, what I do, I need to continue to do it. You get to choose to reframe that. And so the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. It becomes this like response, and it becomes autopilot that you actually go, oh, why was I thinking that? What was the thought that I just had then that caused me to feel that way? Why am I sitting here procrastinating on that thing that I really want to do? That's right, I was telling myself you're worried about the rejection, or I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough. I'm telling myself they're not going to like this. I'm telling myself I'm going to look stupid. I'm telling whatever it is. That's not useful for me to think. So what am I going to reframe it to? You're going to take this action. You deserve to take this action. You are good at what you do. Share it with the world. Whatever it might be, reframe it to positive thoughts and see how that changes everything within your life. right? We want to look at the facts. We don't want to believe the thought. If it's not serving us, we want to change it. And I see this happen in so many times, especially in relationships, right? So everything we have in life is a relationship. Relationship with our business, relationship with money, relationship with ourselves, relationship with our friends, our family, our partners, all of these types of relationships. And we make up so many thoughts in our heads instead of actually asking ourselves, like, what is the thought and is it useful for me to think that? So if you're frustrated with someone, if you're upset with things not going your way, we're playing the victim when we're getting caught up in the thought that we think that we can't change. Whereas you get to change it. You get to stop and go, you know what? That's not serving me. I'm going to change this to something more useful. And then I'm going to take the action anyway. So I hope this serves you. Let me know what you think. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your week.